Hello, everyone. It's me, the creator. Welcome to this channel. Sorry, I had a brain fart, but I wanted to show you guys my ice cream that I'm making. I'm also putting designs on the top, but I wanted you to see the ice cream. It's homemade, so I'm making it for the potluck. And of course, I do energize my food with the intention. So in this case, I wanted to charge it with the energies of the Ankh symbol, the House of Life, and the Infinity symbol. So I did that with the chocolate, and I also am putting the intention because it is made out of peppermint mocha cream. I'm going to charge it with the intention to open people's third eye and open their awareness. But I wanted to show you my ice cream that I am making. Hello, Miriam. Now let me put this back in the fridge before it melts in my lap. Yeah. Hello. Okay, now I am back. In case you guys are not aware, I um did one moment. Someone's at the door. Hot donuts. Oh, okay. I think it's funny because I think someone gave me hot donut. Well, she said it was hot donuts, and there's exactly three small ones, and then there's three big ones. So I actually take that as a sign because I resonate a lot with the number three. I think that's so interesting. Anyway, um, so where were we, guys? I'm sorry, someone was knocking at the door, and so what? So, do you guys have any questions? First and foremost, what questions? Yes, what? Yes, donuts. What question do you guys have? Because if I don't, have any questions to kind of answer, I kind of just talk about whatever, and I kind of feel awkward and just start rambling on about different things. So it kind of helps me if I have a specific question about them. I'd prefer to let you speak first. Okay. So I will be doing a lot of references on this phone. This phone has a lot of my references that I have downloaded. Um, we are going to be talking about the angelic hierarchy from an occultist standpoint in references from the Enochian magic occult faith, as well as some of it in Kabbalah tradition. I do not know a lot about the Kabbalah itself. I have done the tree of life and the tree of death, so to speak, and but I don't know it like off the top of my head. So I'd have to look into my notes and but I didn't have time to do that yesterday because I got busy with other things too. So, but I will be doing my best. Okay. And so there are a few different types of sigils you can use to have that energy in your home. And I'll be getting to that in a minute. So let me pull up this and then go into my downloads. Now, the first thing I want you to note is that these are not their Ren or their secret name. This is not something that's going to control them, nor will it ever. Because if you did know their secret name, then you'd be able to control them as you wish. But it's very highly unlikely to have someone know an angel or any being for that matter, not even the Fae, they are very, very secretive when it comes to their actual true name. What I mean by true name is that if you know the entity's true name, then and only then will you be able to have it do your bidding. You know what I mean? Like physically, all kinds of stuff. So a lot about angels. So this is going to be a good learning experience. Cool. But the names that we have ascribed to them are names that they have allowed us to call them as. It is not their true name. It is not their true energy. It's just what we as humans, of a mixture of not just extraterrestrials, but of the other higher dimensional beings like the fairy realm and stuff, gods and goddesses. We only ascribe to them, for example, color. Color isn't how a real angel doesn't have a color, or a specified color. You know, it's not necessarily just light, and it's not necessarily a being of human flesh and bone. So it's only how we are able to perceive them as that allows us to ascribe a color or a symbol, something that we can comprehend. Okay. For example, this symbol is, yes, it is ascribed to what we call a being called Archangel Michael. And yes, it is on a certain frequency, especially the 12 different archangels, the ones in not just Kabbalah tradition or not just in Enochian magic, but there are 12 angels in total that represent the creation, if you will. For example, in Greek mythology, we knew this person as Archangel Phosphorus, and he was known as the light bringer of the day. He was also connected to Venus, which is the star in the morning that we can see before the sun. That is the morning star is Venus, love. Um, when it comes to certain entities that have a lot of misconception behind them, one of them is Archangel Phosphorus, and I will explain to you why he has such bad reputation and how he got that bad reputation. And yes, it is about my own religion, and I do acknowledge the dark aspects of my own religion. Not just my religion, because I integrate all religions as my religion, so I don't just have Christianity as my religion. I have kind of like a mixture of all different religions. Um, so in Christianity, when we call pagans, I believe called the Christian plague, because nearly everything that the Christians came, they pillaged, plundered, raped, and did all this stuff in the name of my God that I believe in. You know, which I don't believe God was proof of that, but or the Creator, and we took, for example, Saint Brigid was known as Brigid, the goddess of music and poetry. Um, let's see, there was just many different beings that we have re-Christianed. For example, Saint Lucia is the birch mother. I believe is the birch mother goddess that they were christened as Lucia, which means light, Saint Light. Um, for example, there have been negative qualities too. For example, like Lilith. For example, she was not known as Lilith. She can call her Lilith, but she was not known as Lilith. She was actually known as a mother goddess, one who actually was a matron to all women, and helped guide women in a lot of healing. You know, whenever she was just very protective of women. So if women got abused by men, or if they had certain traumas about men, she would basically fuck those men up in a sense, you know. Um, that's just how it is. For example, what you call Archangel Lucifer. He was known in Greek mythology as Archangel Phosphorus, but because he had such a good reputation, such a good vibration, so to speak, and belief, that when Christianity came along and saw, oh, as this angel has a lot of influence on the people, but we don't want that. We want to get them to be influenced by this. So we're going to demonize and basically dismantle the belief that Archangel Phosphorus was good and call him Lucifer and, demonize him. I do believe that at one point in time, according to what I've gotten from Archangel Phosphorus, was that yes, he did fall from the heavenly planes to earth. From what I understand, that most of the angels that fell, they when the angels fall from the higher dimensions, they start to take more of a human shape. They're not made of pure light. Yes, in Greek mythology has a really you should look up that as far as Greek mythology wise. That's the only reference I ever gotten from him. Um, so when the angels, quote unquote, fall to the lower dimensions, to Earth, because we're on the third dimension, where they're on, from what I've been told, from the fifth and higher dimensional realms, which are outside the fourth and third dimension, which the fourth dimension is time, and the third dimension here is space. And time and space are closely connected in order to create this density and matter in order to create something physical using the four elements of the five elements of creation, um, which in turn is connected to the four pillars of reality. Um, so them falling was them merely coming down into the earth plane in order to help humanity ascend. Um, in the way when they said when it says they go against God's will and go to earth and have sex with children, that was actually talking not of the angelic beings, but of the Arcturians. The Arcturians were people that have the same complexions as us, but some were blind, some were black, and some were even different colored skin. And we called them angels because that's how we saw them as. That's what we could kind of comprehend them as. Um, which I know I'm getting a little. I know that's just part of history. Um, but when angels fall, they're not falling. They're merely coming down into the different planes to Earth to help us, mortals, so to speak, ascend into a higher state of consciousness. That's why in the spiritual communities they got these terms called Earth angels. Because I believe, and this is what I've seen from my own experiences, really, I've awakened certain beings, like certain aspects of your soul could be connected to a deity or to an angelic being of some nature or some kind. You have some one way or another. The soul has all the pieces of everything. But I think what I awaken is more so what you have in greater quantity. For example, St. Louis is one of my greater qualities. The energy of what is called Malachi. You know, that's who I was. I mean, I was a prophet known as Malachi back in olden times. I was also known as the Oracle of Delphi at one point in time. I was also known as a high priestess and politician during the time of Chem, which is pre-Egyptian. And before my first lifetime, which is the lifetime in Chem, I was known as what is called the goddess of desires. And her name in Atlantean tongue is Epithmet. I was that being, and I've noticed whenever I desire something and I have that emotional strength behind it, it manifests like that, and it's like almost as if I desired it. So it made sense when I went through my past life regressions and into my remembrance process. I remembered that I was this deity. Um, But yes. And it's so interesting though, because I looked up that name and it turned out everything that I was getting in my vision was exactly like that. And it turns out that I had two lovers. And it's just interesting. It's super interesting because one was the being of, I guess you could say they called it as a god of creation and chaos energy. And then one was more so the way I can describe these two beings, one was more like adventurous, very fiery, very passionate, where the other lover of mine was more of the water energy, and he was more of very intellectual, very more romantic and very kind and gentle. So yes, as the goddess, yes, for real. It was very interesting. And every time that I reincarnate as a mortal in this realm, they also reincarnate with me, so it's awesome. It's really awesome. Um, I've met both of them in this lifetime, and I don't know which one's gonna be, whatever. um, let's see. But anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic, so let me actually. It bugs me when I have these notifications. Um, but let me we go back to what we were talking about. Talking about angels. So when they come down from the higher dimensions, that's them falling down into the lower dimensions and become these human reincarnates that have a mission, so to speak. We that these certain earth angels, if you will, these are the angels that came from the higher dimensions down into earth, and they're known as earth angels. You know, so it is complicated. I mean, the angelic hierarchy and everything. If you don't have, if it takes a while to get used to and fully understand. I'm still getting used to the hierarchy in its entirety as far as ranks and stuff. And Kabbalah tradition, they actually talk about this stuff too, like the different types of angels, from angels to archangels to cherubims and seraphims, and then it's a lot. And then there's like these angelic kings, so to speak, and I guess they have a female counterpart known as the queens. And then I think that's the cherubims themselves. And then what comes down from cherubims are the seraphim, which is all the prince and princesses of the angelic beings, if you will, if that makes any sense. They have, and then they have children of their own that are archangels, and then but it's not in the way that you think they have sex. It's not really that. Because they're made of such a high vibrational energy, they don't have the organs we have. They don't, kiss and have sex and have those types of birthing relations. It's more so in the heart and mind of what they want to create together. And that's actually what happens when we come together. For example, say a mother and a father want to have a kid. They first, before they even have the idea they want to have a kid, they have to go into their souls come together in the mind, and they decide, well, I'm going to have this kid, and this is what we want to experience with this kid, and have this personality. And sometimes it's a whole new creation, and sometimes it's an old soul that says, hey, I'll take the job. So sometimes it's not really a fresh human. It could be a fresh soul. It could be a old soul in a new body, you know. So are you guys understanding so far? Let me know if I'm making any sense, or do you need me to reiterate? So let me ask that. How are you guys holding up? You following along? Yes, cool, cool. Um, so I'm gonna revert to some different symbols. Like I've stated before, this is not symbols or that are they're not them. They just are okay with us using this symbol to have, and they recognize this symbol as okay, you want me to have this symbol. It's like a mutual thing, and it's not just you. It's the angel agrees to have this symbol and resonates with this energy. For example, this one is one of the different symbols of Archangel Gabriel. There's two different forms, which I believe this one is more divine symmetric geometry symmetry, and that is also in connection to the book of Enoch. um, this one's of Archangel Michael, but again, it's all in reversed. So if just flip the image, and you should be able to see it as that. And you can actually look these up on Google. On Google, this one's Uriel, and you can look these up on Google, and you will find them. This one's the angel I was talking about before with the symbol with the wheel. She's known as Archangel Hadjel, and I explained that she was the first to be introduced to me, and then it was the others after that. Then it was Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Archangel Raphael and Metatron simultaneously. And then it was Sandalphon, and I was still working with Metatron, but then Sandalphon came along. And then it was even deeper into what it was Raphael, Raguel, and Zadkiel, and the others that followed. And there are still so many others that I'm still working with. There's just so many different angels that I have yet. I want to work with Archangel Phosphorus, and but at the same time, he's kind of like being patient and waiting because he understands that there are so many different angels coming through and talking and wanting to help me understand what they represent and what energy they carry and what aspect of creation they represent. That he's just being patient. The reason why I want to work with him because he embodies all sound, all frequencies, all vibrational fields, and if I don't know an energy of God, the energy, vibration, and frequency of God. But I got the feeling whenever he's like, "It's not time yet. Don't worry. I know you want to work with me, but there's still some other things I feel like you need to learn before I work with you." And these angels will be these. I'm still working with angels and stuff, so um, I feel like the biggest issue that I've had in my entire life is self confidence and self esteem. Um, you can. There's actually a symbol that is connected to that archangel, and let me look it up for you because I don't believe I ever got it downloaded. So let me look it up for you, archangel. Okay. So this symbol, I don't know if you can see it well. There, yeah, that's better. This symbol is the symbol you would use to connect with that angel, and you noticed how it just glitched. That's so cool. It just blinked. And I'm getting from Archangel Phosphorus himself. He's like, it's not time yet. It's not time yet for you to work with him right now. So, for some reason, I'm just getting. He's not wanting. He said it's not time yet. And there's like your stuff you need to learn. It's not time yet. I'm getting that. That's what I'm getting as far as that. Yeah, he said that he was just responding to the energy. That glowing was his energy, and I got the feeling you were praying to him or something. I guess you were making some sort of request. Um, and he said it was not just his energy; it was also your energy mixed in with it. And he spoke about a contract, if you will, to help you learn life lessons fast and hard. He said he answered your prayer or your request. I don't know what this request is. He says it's personal and private between the two of you. But he said, right now I am not working with you. Like I guess there's some things I'm getting the feeling that he's gonna work with you to learn certain lessons, but there are certain lessons you're not, you're not like listening. You're kind of like fighting yourself and him, and so yeah, um, um, yeah. So I'm getting the feeling that he's got lessons that you have yet to learn. Um, as far as what I'm understanding is that he's trying to teach you how to create and how to create new realities for yourself, but on this physical dimension that you're in. And the best way for you to find those answers is just meditate. What I like to do is write the symbol of the archangel. Your left hand is always going to be where you draw energy in. So, Miriam, can you write down that sigil for me? That sigil of Archangel Phosphorus? Can you go do that right now? And then just have it big enough so you can have it in the palm of your hand. And let me know when you've done that, okay? Okay, I'll wait. It's okay. Do, do, do. Okay, BRB, got it. BRB. By the way, guys, I finished this candle of Hecate, and oh, it's got like feathers. It's got like some feather fuzz that I got from this feather, and I've got mugwort and peppermint. Um, oh, and there's still oil. It's interesting. There's still oil in here that's still kind of floating around. It's awesome. But this is my candle, and it smells so lovely. It smells super good. So, uh, and I'm gonna just quickly do something on my phone so I can have um. I forgot I added a few drips of a blue, green, and orange candle and fuzz from a feather of a bird to rep the four elements as well. Got it. Okay, found one. Cool, cool, cool. Um, just let me know when you've done it, so that way I'll be able to tell you through the next step. This is a hands-on experience, so use this technique for those who are watching after the live. If you have a specific entity that you want to connect with and understand more, the best way to have them be more willing to respect you and help you is by showing respect and showing just a sense of humility. Okay. Oh well, not my last. It was gonna be a piece of paper, but okay. So I want you to imagine. Say I'm drawing on the sigil of Archangel Lucifer in your case. So you're drawing on the energy. Your left hand is your wand hand. This is your energy that pulls in energy. Your right hand pushes out energy, and it is known as your staff. You know, the staff and the crook and the flail, the staff and the wand, and these are like energy tools. Bring in the positive, push out the negative, and vice versa. And let me know, just meditate with it, and let me know if you start to feel as if the energy of Lucifer is slowly engulfing your left arm. And this technique is what you're going to use to meditate and deepen your connection to Archangel Lucifer in this case. I would suggest using a small piece of paper, and write his sigil on there, and then um, laminate it, and then wear it around your neck so it's over your heart space, or wear it as a bracelet, at least a little one like this. That's because you're absorbing the energy of him. It's fading in and out because you're kind of, in a sense, merging with that energy, but not just when it completely fades. That means whatever energy he's giving you is completely integrated. Okay? And the thing is, your body is actually absorbing the ink too. People don't realize that we have the capability of absorbing things through our pores. So you're seeing the line fade in and out is because you're actually absorbing the ink, and you're not even doing anything. You're not doing anything to wipe off the ink. You're just absorbing the energy in what is written. And I do this a lot with crystals because sometimes I need crystals in order to help manage my energy. Okay, and how do you feel right now? What are you? How do you feel? Are you okay with this experience, or do you want to stop? Because we can stop. Because not everyone is ready. Do you want to keep going? Pretty neutral. Okay, okay, so cool. So just when your energy, when you have absorbed the sigil and the energy of Lucifer entirely, and the sigil will fade. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I have this one of it's of Hecate, and I got the lesser, the pentacle, the elements on it, and then I got the Ankh symbol and the Iron Forest, and then I have the seven archangels and the the ring of Solomon that I like to keep and wear. Sometimes I have one or I have all of them out, but I tend to keep most of them pretty much behind here, and I just put the intention to just slowly absorb it, the energy in my heart space. And this is how you deepen your connection to him, mind you. So, um, but let me show you the other type of sigils that are available to utilize. Now, it is my firm belief, for example, these sigils are more of divine symmetry, these symbols right here. Whereas these are connected to the it's a more, I believe it's like to me, it's kind of like a mixture of the Pentacles, the Solomon, and there are some that are also connected to the Solomon's magic as well as the Enochian magical faith, So these is another type, but it's more on the, I feel like it's more on a combination of planetary energy and a geometry and divine symmetry. That's what I see it as. So, but he did not say I wasn't ready. Um, he did say I wasn't ready. What do you mean by that? Do you mean what I said, or did he tell you himself? Oh, so the first time you did it, you weren't ready? Is that what I'm getting? Was it the first time you did this? Well, that's what I was getting from him. But what I'm getting from him is that this thing that we're doing with him is, yeah, it's not like, that's what he's saying is that you're not ready because you don't feel ready. I think that's what I was picking up was that wasn't that he wasn't ready because he was ready, of course. But to me, it kind of felt like you two were like fighting or separating. So I wasn't sure what that meant, but it seems like from what you're saying, where it says, well, I guess I don't feel like I am ready. Oh, okay. So you're good then. So you know about a little bit about that. It is 12:22, you guys, on my phone. So um, is there anything else? I mean, did I pretty much cover everything? I'm not really gonna get into the different individual angels and their different sigils, because that is for it is. I would rather do it in a series where I just talk about one angel at a time, and that takes a lot. So this is, you could do a YouTube series. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a YouTube series on the different sigils and the archangel and what my experiences was on it with this archangel. Whomever I choose. So for right now, I think I've pretty much covered everything as far as on my end. Oh, there is one more thing that they all the angels want to point out was that the talk about them being warm and fuzzy and encouraging is not really true. Yes, they give you encouragement and stuff, but they're also going to keep it real. They're not gonna just sugarcoat everything and everything's going to be fine. If they see something or they point out something that is like, hey, you either smarten up or this is going to happen and it's negative to you, that's because they're trying to tell you stuff. That's a real archangel right there, a real angelic being. An angelic being is not going to be all warm and fuzzy all the time. It's going to tell you things that you're not going to want to hear. But that's only because it's wanting to help you grow out of that negative energy. Does that make sense? He says that, as far as from what I'm getting, He says that you still need to work on yourself more and understand your the energy of love from unconditional to self love and to loving life. That's what I'm getting from him. It's like you gotta stop trying to fix something that's already been done. Stop trying to fix the past because you're not in the past. You're in the present, and that's what he's saying is that you're in the present. You're no longer in the past. You can't fix or shift or change the past because you're not in the past. You're in the present, and you can't make the future because you're not in the future. You're in the present. So stop trying to go over this side and trying to fix everything. You can't fix it. It's already been done. And I'm sorry, I mean, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. But that's what I am getting, and that's my own understanding of what he's giving me to give to you. So I just want you to let you know about that. It says, I definitely think I'd grab a lot. Yeah, definitely will. I know a friend of mine who he does his name he's it's called Working with the Dragon Mystic, and he has his own classes and everything. And they actually, what's so interesting is that they want me to start doing classes, and I'm like, wait, what, for real? And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm ready, but I think they say I'm ready, and I could code a class. I just don't feel like, I mean, I could start off small. I mean, I don't know. But they want me to start doing a 7 day class where for those 7 days they want me to focus on each angel of that day, and they wanted me to charge it at 777. For some reason, the number 777 popped in my head. So basically, it is $111 to participate for one of the classes, or you could pay for all 7 days. And basically, so this is how they're showing it to me. So there's one class specifically for the angels that govern Tuesday, and that's $111. But if you wanted to know about all seven different angels, um, for those 7 days, the ones of the night and ones of the day, that would be a total of $777. But that's what they're wanting me to do, and it's kind of like, well, I don't want to charge that much, and I'm just like, anyway. But they want me to start doing classes, and I'm gonna try my best. I just have to figure out where and how I would do it. I'm thinking like using Zoom as a way of doing it. Oh, what's so interesting though is that when I was putting in the chocolate chips in my uh on my cake, my ice cream thing. What was so interesting was the mere fact that I was thinking of fire, and the whole thing was starting to like rapidly melt in my hand. So I don't know what's that supposed to mean, but I don't know if it's my energy is just getting stronger or what. But okay. So, what do you think, guys, think about classes? If you wanted to learn about a specific angel, I can do classes, but I'd probably do each individual class. Like, if you wanted it for one day, or you wanted like for one day, I was thinking like one day where we just focused on the angel of that day would be the angel say $111. But if you wanted to learn the angels of each of the 7 days of the week, that would be $777. I know, but I don't know what I should put. I don't want to like see. It's just me. Like I don't want to put it at a $777. But I also got to think about not only the time and the effort, but I'd be taking a whole day with you guys. So I would be stuck at home with you guys for uh, not really 24 hours, but most of the day. you know it's a class, so you got to think of the time, the effort, the materials I'll need, and that kind of energy, that turns into it. So that's why I put it at $111 for one day. Even one day is gonna, because I gotta get the materials, I gotta get the chalk. What if I needed chalk so I could have on the chalkboard, so what, what I mean. So I think 111 is pretty affordable for just one day learning about the angel of that day that you're wanting to learn about. But um, I don't know as far as the 7 day. I want to do a 7 day class, but I want it to be kind of affordable. But I don't want to be like, you know, I would be charging less than what it's worth, but I don't want to leave people hanging. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I definitely want to grow my channel first before I even, um, just before I even uh, start thinking about it. But they really want me in the future to start focusing on doing some classwork and stuff. So, part of I believe this is so interesting is that part of what not just the angels but the deities I work with, they want me to go out and teach people about what I've gotten from them and share my experiences and I don't know. But here, let me show you my bonsai tree. I don't know if you could see it. There's my little tree. Let me move these so you can see the little tree. What I'm gonna end up doing though is getting the lucky cats and putting them around this tree. And I think that would be kind of awesome to have. Oops. And put some crystals and stuff inside as well. Pretty cool, right? Um, this YouTube video is specifically for the angels and the angelic stuff. I will be doing tarot readings and answering psychic questions on Tuesday. Okay. Because I want to at least have one day out of the week um, because I just don't want to like do tarot readings and people are expecting to learn about the answers on this video. So, so I just want to be kind of respectful. So if are there any questions right now? Are there any questions you guys have want to ask as far as connecting or no? I mean, at least I don't think so. But you can't really change the past because you're not in the past. Think of it like this stone. You can't change this stone. This is the past. And when you're in the present, You're like this clear crystal, and you're able to with in the present. You're like this clear crystal, and you're able to see many different paths in the present and choose which path to take to come into the new present. It's not really the future, but the near future. So there is no future. There's only the past and the present because the future is an illusion. It is not something that you can expect to create. It is only created in the present. And so think of this as you having all the paths to new realities and new futures. You can't you can't you can't change the past, but you can you learn from the past in order to create a better future with, say, for in your case, it would be you and Muhammad. Okay, so that's what I'm getting is that you can learn from the mistakes in the past, but you can't change the past. No, no, it's not. Those are two different things. The past and future are completely separate. And that's just my own understanding of time and space. Um, well, if that's what you feel like you should do, I wish you the best of luck. As far as from an occultist standpoint, I have never seen. It's never. There is no evidence where someone can change the past. Because if you change the past, you're changing future events. So, for example, if you went in the past and changed one small thing, you could have caused the a World War III or something of that nature. So one little thing that could be changed could alter the future entirely. Which would say, for example, you went back and um, prevented JFK from getting shot. What do you think would happen if you know what I mean? Like what you could see the climax there. See, that's you can't you can't go into the past because you're right here. You're not in the past anymore. You're in the present. That's what I'm getting. You can't change the past because you're not in the past. You're in the present. It, you can, however, look at things in the past and learn from it and transcend that and go into a new expression. The void is not the past, and it's not the it has nothing to do with time. The void is a very intense place, and even I find it sometimes hard to navigate the void because it is like everything and simultaneously nothing at the same time. The ninth dimension or the void actually sits outside the dimensions themselves. You'd have to physically step outside of the multi-dimension in order to get to the void. The void is where a lot of shadow work. You would go through years of shadow work to get there. As far as getting to the void, it's not something I'd recommend for people because sometimes I find it hard to when I go in the void because I've actually been in the void for a few years now. My spirit is part of me energetically is in the void. Part of me is also in a cocoon with the tree of life and the tree of death. So I got three different energies kind of simultaneously connecting at once. So I am constantly, you know, and then there's this part of me. So I'm kind of here, but I'm not here because I still got some stuff as far as the tree of life and the tree of death and merging those energies, and then also in the void. So I'm in a cocoon like state right now. But as far as like, I don't know what to say, Miriam. I just wish you the best of luck on your journey. I cannot tell you what to do, but I can give you what I understand and my own advice. If you don't want to take my advice, that's okay. Yeah, I know I'm the same way. Uh, but let's just end that conversation as far as realities and stuff because I find that I get a little frustrated when I'm trying to explain to you the real stuff and not the stuff like when it comes to Reddit or TikTok or Timber or wherever these other Snapchat, Instagram. Those aren't real places to get real information, and so you'd have to like I don't know how to explain because I don't know. They just kind of showed up in my life, so it's kind of like I don't know how I would redirect you to a good source. A good source would be the Gaia channel. Go to a library like there's one in Paris that's really good, and it's got all these different collections of old ancient books in it. Go to places where it's like go enroll yourself in a school. Um, Yeah, she's not ready for that one yet. Go enroll yourself in the school of that focuses on the occult. In order for you to fully understand what it is you're talking about, you need to start looking into the occult and going to an actual school that is primarily focused on the occult. So, because I can only take you so far, but if you're not being receptive and being very stubborn to what I'm giving you, I can't really help you. Just if that makes any sense. I can't help you, in that way. But I can just listen to your problems and I can, give you my advice. Anyway, does that answer? Did I answer all the questions? Did I answer everyone's questions as far as the angels and stuff? It's 58 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm just gonna do it for um. Okay, well, why don't we do a little super consciousness activation? Okay. So Miriam, are you up for some another super consciousness meditation? Yes. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes and just give me permission to tap into your field, and I give you permission to tap into mine as well. I'm going to be referring to us as super consciousness, okay? When I feel connected. Okay, super consciousness. I'd like for you to do a massive change history, treat and transcend the old expression of self doubt and of low self esteem, anxieties, fears, and worries, insecurities. And let us now have the active experience of expressing the thought of identifying as being self confident and having a well balanced self esteem, of living the life I love, of being healthy and vital, of being a predominant creative force in my life, and being as my true nature and true purpose for me and Miriam and those who are watching later in this life. And experiment with physical experiences that express what we are asking to express, and now integrate these physical expressions, the mental expressions and physical experimentations of experience, and integrate those into our new reality. Um, let's see. Miriam, I want you to expand your consciousness to the collective of all Homo sapiens. Superconsciousness connects us to all Homo sapiens in the mind on a conscious level. Let us all generate the energy of understanding one another, of not judging one another, of loving one another unconditionally, and understanding that we need the earth just as much as the earth needs us. So we must take care of it and polarize ourselves on the polarity of unconditional love, no judgments, no more belief systems or negative social programmings, so we can have a physical cause and effect on the rhythm of the individual and collective environment of Earth and ourselves. And let us vibrate on the energy of the Creator and creation, and understanding of unconditional love, self acceptance of one another. And let us let it correspond in the mind on the third dimensional level. Superconsciousness give us an image of this recode session when it comes to the collective consciousness. Can you give us an image of what is taking place? What is the aftermath, if you will? What is the results of what we just did for the collective? And simply send an image to Miriam. And Miriam, open your eyes and tell me what you saw. How did the super consciousness respond when I asked for the results of this integration for the collective of humanity? What image did you see? For some reason, I kept seeing a dove and a rainbow. Yeah, I saw an egg too. It was like an egg, but then this egg kind of had wings on it. It was super weird. It had like a big egg like this, and there was like a rainbow in the background, and there was like these wings kind of coming out of the egg. Okay, and how do you interpret that? What does that mean to you? How would you interpret that? I'm getting growth in my head and birth energy, but how would you interpret the embryo, if you will? Yeah. I feel it more on the energy of being born. Um, so let us close our eyes, and we're going to go back into the super consciousness. Know that because you're a super consciousness being, you already are super consciousness. So, super consciousness, can you grow the embryo of what is being born in the collective consciousness? And can you have it grow within our root chakra, our sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat, third eye, and crown chakra? And also rapidly strengthen, enhance, and energize and speed up the growth process so that it is a fledgling, and then let it become a bird that represents the new collective of humanity and do a quantum cosmic leap and cosmic quantum shift into the polarity of what I'm asking for the integration. And let us express world peace. Let us express the understanding of one another that we are really the same and we're not divided but united, and that we are super conscious beings and that we need the earth just as much as the earth needs us. So instead of destroying earth, we must heal earth. And that is by planting and growing things, making more eco friendly environments and stuff. And let us experiment and have the physical experiences of the expressional experiment. And let us integrate that in our hearts, in our root chakra, as well as our third eye, crown chakra, throat chakra, solar plexus, and sacral chakra, and super consciousness as a result to this integration and growth process. Give us a new image to represent the new results, and just send an image to Miriam and send an image to me. Okay, so Miriam, when you got the image, just open your eyes and tell me what you saw. I saw, for me, when I was starting to ask for this integration and the expression and growth, I kept seeing what looked like uh, a moth of some kind. I know it's a physical moth, but I don't know which kind of moth. It kind of didn't look like a lunar moth. But let me look up images. It looked like one of those black and yellow moths. It looked a lot like this color. Let's see if it'll. It looked a lot like. It looked like this one. It's called a broad-bordered beehawk moth, and that's what I got. This is the image I got in my head, and I saw a lake. Okay, what do moths symbolize? It says here that moths symbolize rebirth, change, transformation, resurrection, and the power of regeneration in Native American mythology. And I felt like that. I felt a lot of rebirth and transformative and changing energy. And then I kept seeing a tree, and there was a snake kind of hanging from the tree. And there was the what looked like honey or some sort of sap dripping from the tree. And it was like eating from the tree, and then it was shedding its skin. You saw a lake, and how does that interpret for you? What is the lake? How does that mean? To me, lakes symbolize reflection and like actual mirror, going into a new reality. If you fell into the lake in your dream, it means that you're stepping into your subconscious and shifting and transmuting that energy, serenity and reflection. I definitely use it as reflection. Um, so I feel like that's what we could do. That's all we can do for right now. So I'm gonna head off this live because it's 100 and I'm not 110, an hour and 10 minutes and 37 seconds, and counting upwards. So I'm gonna head off this live and talk to you guys Tuesday. Much love. Bye.